Whoops. Hold on, let me get that down. So I was not prepared for this.
We'll get it one day. One of these days, we'll get this intro
together.
Yelling
on there.
Yes, we will. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Unpopular Reviews. And tonight, we are reviewing episode 6 of Invincible.
Wow. That is true.
I remember when we were on episode 1. Now we're on 6. Wow, we're just moving along.
We're breezing right on through it.
Huh?
We're doing it every Saturday. Like, we've been really religiously getting these out of here. So good for us.
Pumping them out.
True. We have been consistent with this show. As busy as we are, we have definitely been consistent with this show. Thank goodness. Now, I have to say, it's because it's so damn good. I mean, come on. It's just such a damn good show. Like, let's talk about it. You know what?
Really
I have to say the first thing, the person that stood out to me the most in this episode was the Penguin. And I know you guys know who I'm talking about. The Penguin. All I have to say is the Penguin. And
are you talking about the bad guy in the episode?
Yes.
He gives me Mandarth from like Dexter's Lab.
Hold up, wait. Did you see Gotham?
Mandog. Yeah. No,
did you see Gotham?
Oh yeah, like a couple episodes when it was on TV.
Did you see the Penguin in Gotham? That's who this guy reminds me of.
Yeah, he was in The Walking Dead too for a couple episodes.
Yes, that's who this guy reminds me of. Mind you, like if you finished Gotham, that Penguin was awesome. But this guy right here, I already forgot his name. I just loved how like mean and brilliant he was. Wow, you know, and I'm not usually a fan of the bad guys, but I just thought that this guy was top notch bad guy. But I just have to say that first because I really like this episode. And this is where people start getting closer and things start getting a little bit more intimate. And it's very, very cute what's going on with Mark and his little girlfriend.
Oh, man.
Not just William. William and his bae. They were, having a little love thing going on too.
Yeah. That is true. At first I thought it was like a fling, but it looks like he really,
it's in love with them.
Yeah. They had some special moments in the summertime.
At the very beginning of the episode, it opens up like, all of the like early 2000s horror movies. They're on campus and it's two girls we don't know. Something freaky's going on. You feel the vibe, like it's a little scary. Next thing you know, this jock jumps out of the bushes and he's practically assaulting them. He's like, "Hey, don't you want to get in on the ground floor? I'm some big guy's son." So they turn him down and he gets like taken away, like kidnapped. And I want to say that we go straight to where he's in the laboratory.
He's in his laboratory and this creepy dude, I don't even know. Like you said, Penguin. I don't know why I thought like a violent Dr. Wily or Dr. Robotnik. But this dude is like robotizing people. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, he cuts this dude's leg and putting all the metal. No, it wasn't his leg. What was it? His claw, right?
It was.
Like a claw in his hand. Yeah.
Cut out his vocal cords.
That was.
He was.
I was trying to watch it for the second time. And you would think by this point you're used to all the blood splat. And if you look at the Invincible title, it gets bloody at each episode. But you get so accustomed to it. But when I saw him slice his neck, I said, "Ooh!" I kind of had to stop watching for a minute. I said that was, I don't know, that really was really gruesome for me. I was like, and that's weird.
How I felt on episode 1 when the Guardians died.
Oh yeah, everyone did. But it just seemed like it's more bloody at each and every moment.
I mean, you know what? But I feel like that was the hook right there.
Yep.
Because I was just like, what is going on with this show when that happened? But like, this Penguin guy, I don't know, man. The stuff he was doing to people was just incredible.
He was doing the most.
He really was doing the most, and he made some incredible engineering. But you know what? Here's the reason why I appreciated him, because when they were in that classroom, the thing that he said is that that humans just have like engineering problems that they need to solve. And I agree with that. I agree with that with that statement very, very much. Now, it can be used for good or evil, but I certainly agree with that statement. very, very much. And the last 20 years definitely show that is the case. Hey, phones, But anyway, they go to college. They go visit the college because they're gonna go to college, and they're gonna, you know what I mean, and they're gonna go see Mark.
We gotta actually talk about Mark. I mean, this guy recovering in the hospital. He's realizing, or he's coming to terms with. I don't know how to put, but he really wants to make things right with Amber. He wants this to work. He comes up with the idea, since William is going to college. I mean, going to like a college prep or whatever, because like you said, he wanted to see his baby. Mm-hmm. That's where Mark comes up with the idea. Let's go to the college. Let's check it out. Let's do like a double date thing. And that's where we get to all the wildness and all that stuff. I mean, good old Mark Grayson. Just he's kind of see the growth in him in these episodes. But let's talk about when he gets to the colleges.
When he gets there, first of all, him and Amber were on the rocks, but she begrudgingly takes him back. They try to start fresh. And part of that starting fresh was him going on his little vacation, if you will, with her to the college. They get there after mom and dad talking about, don't do anything we wouldn't do and all of that. They get to the college.
That was hilarious. No drinking and no sex.
Right.
No.
And none of that happened, by the way. But so they get to the college. They meet up with William's little bae, who he's gushing over through the whole ride. Really sweet guy. They look cute together. He's giving jock. William's giving, skinny geek, but they match. And they're touring the colleges, really romantic. Then all of a sudden, this monster busts out on the campus, and he's giving Cyborg, white Cyborg with messed up face. He's got robot on his face, on his body, still a little bit of skin showing. So he's attacking the students on the campus lawn. And of course, Mark is there, but he's he can't really switch. He can't really go into a phone booth and change clothes like Superman. So he's kind of caught off guard. Amber, on the other hand, who's really direct, she's here for the people, help the people. She instantly starts, trying to get people to safety. She's yelling at Mark to help because he's looking like a deer in the headlights. And next thing you know, the cyborg thing starts attacking William's boyfriend. William really grew a pair and was, trying to get his boy to safety, trying to save him. Yeah. And it was when the cyborg thing attacked William that Mark was like, oh crap, I really gotta do something
here now.
Yes. So he turns into his suit, or he disappears and comes back as Invincible. And as he's fighting off the cyborg, William is looking up at him and it dawns on him yo, this is Mark. For real. This is him. He's got his structure, his jawline, his hair. That's my best friend.
William is the only smart one of this whole pairing.
Yes. I don't know how anyone else can see it. But while Mark is fighting the cyborg, the cyborg is really giving it to him. He couldn't take it almost. He was going blow for blow with this cyborg. And it was only when this cyborg was got to look at his own reflection and was cognizant of the fact that, he doesn't want to look like this. He doesn't want to live like this. He sacrifices himself, I'll say, for the sake of the algorithm, on the campus lawn. And that was that pretty much. And while everything's dispersing, Amber is looking at Mark in disgust. Ugh, where the hell were you when we were all
where's that meme? Hold up, where's that meme from? I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Right, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Where is that meme?
Ugh.
Yes.
Oh no.
She was giving him the ugh face. So exactly. And I'm not mad at her. Hold on, you see we out here risking our lives. She doesn't know that he's invincible. So to her, it looks like, he just disappeared.
He ran.
Yes.
He's scared. He didn't grow a pair.
No, right. And it looks even worse because William stuck up for his man and was really defending him. And then she
Where
looks
was
around for her man and he's
man?
nowhere to be found.
Where was my man?
Right, nowhere.
South.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, William did have a pretty badass moment here. I mean, he did try to defend. I mean, knowing he didn't stand a chance.
Look, he had a couple badass moments, and we will get to it.
Hey,
that's what you get for lying.
This is the William show now.
Yes, it is the William show. So she's pissed off. They go back to William's boyfriend's dorm because he's like, okay, you know, let's cool off. Let's go back to the dorm. Amber ain't even trying to hear it. She don't even want to stay in the same room as this guy. She separates herself. She goes out to take a shower and she meets this jock in the hallway, right? He invites her to a little shindig at the fraternity up the road. And Mark is sitting miserable in the dorm room still. The boyfriend decides to go get them some drinks so they can have a good time. He leaves. And that's when William finally gets the chance to be like, yo, you're invincible. Like, that's so cool. Like, you know, how come you never told me? And he's like blackmailing him into like taking him flying and stuff.
He's like, take me flying or else I'm going to tell everybody you're invincible. Sorry.
Right. I'm like, that's not
never a threat at all. Like, everybody else a threat.
I love how he was like, sorry, not sorry. And then he went flying real quick.
Hell no. I would have been like, look.
Do what you want.
You sit your ass there, or I don't.
I'll just throw you out the window.
Right.
I would have definitely asked to go flying.
I would have, but I wouldn't like blackmail him into doing it. Like, totally. You're going to take me, or everyone's going to know.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But it was during this time that when the boyfriend is out, I can't remember his name. I'm going to call him Scott because he looks like a Scott.
Rick.
And
he looks like a Scott.
He looks like a Scott. Tell me he doesn't look like a Scott.
Scotty doesn't know. Left me on me. Do it in my van every Sunday. Hey. Oh, I gotta listen to that song.
Yes! Throwback for all the
Scotty doesn't know.
Scotty doesn't know that Mark is invincible. So he's out getting the beers, and something happens. So he gets snatched up. William becomes worried about him. What'd you say?
No, you said he got snatched up. I said, yeah, because he's a whole snack.
Yeah, he's a snack, honey. He's a catch. He's a good guy. He's giving you the all-American built football player. He's, smart. He's going to this college, doing great things. But he does get
like Southern people do.
He's gone. So William wants to go look for him, right? And he's like, yo, Mark, I need your help. Let's go see, because who knows what happened to him. All this crazy stuff is going on here. I need your help. And Mark, of course, is like, I gotta go after Amber. That's my girl.
You go get your mate.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I don't blame him for that. Like, it's if you put yourself in his shoes, it's like, wait, hold on, I gotta check on my girl. Make sure go after her.
Yeah.
So. And the whole time, this is what the really funny thing is, right? Whole time, Amber's at the party with the guy she met in the hallway. Ooh. And she was giving vibes like she was flirting with him heavy. And he had to like pump the brakes on her to oh yeah, my girlfriend is coming next semester.
Oh.
So how embarrassing.
Hey, boy, Amber.
Yeah. I mean, right then and there, I guess she just realized that he flirted with her to get her to the party. Yeah.
Right, they needed more bodies in it.
Yeah, they needed more bodies in the party. So he's like, hey, you want to come? Mm-hmm. Well, my girlfriend.
Right, as soon as you get there.
Like, mm-hmm.
Thanks for coming.
Right. Well, there was probably a cover charge at the door. That's why he was like, you paid your $20 to get in here?
Sometimes you got to buy the cup.
Right.
Oh, that's awful.
Mm-hmm. So, Mark shows up at the party. But as he's getting ready to approach Amber on the Juliet balcony that she's at with this guy, it looks really romantic from afar, not knowing that she just got shot down by this guy. She gets like a desperate call from William, and it's real static. And he's like, Mark, he can barely hear because it's static. And he's calling out for help. Mark begrudgingly, he's like, okay, let me just make the right decision. Go after William. He puts on an invincible suit. He tries to find him. He goes into the whole of the campus that the monster first came out of earlier in the episode, and he finds William strapped in a science lab underground, and it was very scary.
It was.
The guy, what's his name? What do we call him? Penguin?
Let's call him Penguin.
Penguin is about to perform some tests on him. And earlier in the episode, like Mark or Vic was talking about, the guy, he's like, he's really brainy. He's like, I was, IT or what's it called? It wanted me, Yale wanted me, and I came here. So he's performing these experiments on these people without their consent. He starts to like cut into William's arm, and that's when Invincible comes. He starts fighting all these different cyborgs. All these cyborgs came out of nowhere, and one of them was Scott. Scotty doesn't know he'll never be a human again. So, and he's crying as he's a cyborg because he doesn't want to do it. He's fighting it off, tears going down his eyes. He tries to talk William or something, and then William came out. He was like, "Yeah, it's me." Then he fights off. He fights off the instinct to, I guess, obey this order. And starts to fight back. Like he rips off the thing off his face, so he's no longer under control of Penguin. And next thing you know, William gets free, and Penguin starts to make a run for it. Right?
Oh my goodness!
And this is when William becomes like, bad A in this episode. He's like, oh no, you're not about to get away. He runs after him like the Flash and starts beating the hell out of him. And it was giving very much, Hulk versus Loki and like the Avengers where he was and he did a great job, but the guy still got up, and that's when Invincible gave him like
Invincible overdid it right here. I guess he didn't realize his own. That's the definition of don't know your own strength, because oh boy. I mean,
the man's jaw, his head was right here, his jaw was out here.
I honestly thought he was, that's the Invincible.
For real. He's like, I was like, wow. I wouldn't be surprised if dude makes a comeback though.
Yeah, because he was still alive when they carted him away.
Yeah.
So I would not be surprised if he comes back with like a mechanical mouth. You know what I mean?
Oh, he hooked it up himself.
Huh? Yeah, that's something that he made himself.
With a shiv.
Yeah, exactly. Because his brain is still working. So like, I wouldn't be surprised. He's an engineer. I want to see what he comes up with. He probably show up like the Hobgoblin with all this stuff on him. Watch.
Oh, God.
But that's it for the main plot. We did have a couple subplots as far as Mom. She's she already found the suit, the bloody suit from last time, right? And she takes the suit over to the tailor, to Gamby, and he's investigating it. And she goes to meet him secretly and to ask about what he found as far as evidence on the suit. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm scared to tell you, but Omni-Man definitely killed them. There's no way around it. And she's like, oh yeah, okay, let's keep it to ourselves. Don't tell what's his name, Cecil. Don't tell anybody. And unbeknownst to them, Omni-Man is a creeper and is outside flying and listening to the whole conversation. So Mom goes home. Omni-Man shows up to the tailor's door, and you think, is he trying to kill him or what's going on? He's giving like these intimidation vibes, and that's what he was doing. He was trying to like intimidate him into not saying anything. And
no, but it was very subtle though, because you could tell that he was scared, and he's like, "Hey, I just came to bring you a beer."
And I was like, did he poison it? Like, what's going on?
Like, he was mad cautious. He was like, and they're sitting there talking and laughing. He's like, hey, I just want to make sure we're on the same team.
There's a hate in his eyes.
It was very like mafia boss.
Yes.
That's a good way of putting it.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
It was very, which was very shocking for a superhero. You know what I mean?
Omni-Man ain't your regular superhero.
Facts.
Ain't your regular superhero.
For real.
So that was that subplot we had going on. We also got a little bit more about Starfire, aka Adam Eve. Like, she comes from a very like, troubled household. Dad isn't like around like he should be. Like, he's very I I guess, disapproving of her being a superhero. And she's like, look, I cannot be here. You guys are confining me too much. I gotta go. She leaves home, finds some place in the woods where she creates her own, her own treehouse. And our final subplot was about robot and freaking monster girls.
A robot.
You peeped how he sent another robot to the jungles to go get another.
Yes.
Come on, man.
I had no idea he had so many
bodies,
alternatives.
Right?
Yes.
Bodies.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Wow. This robot is out.
So he was able to fly. One of his drones flew from over the river and through the woods to find this plant for Monster Girl, so she can kind of rejuvenate herself, because she's in the ER still, or the ICU. Yeah. Also, the other guy, what's his name, with no powers?
Samson.
Black Samson. Yeah, is also in the hospital. He's recovering slowly. He's getting things together. And also, the two blue twins are still working on this double thing for robots. So that's pretty much the whole of the episode. We gave you the whole thing today, guys.
Yeah, broke it all down.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. In the pieces.
So what did you guys think? Was this your favorite episode so far? What did you think of the episode?
So far, yeah.
Favorite? No, but definitely one of the best. My favorite episode is still the first one, because it just made me go, what? But it was good. It was definitely made me want to go next. Let's try the next episode.
Also made me realize how sad I feel for Mark. Poor guy. He just want to have this regular teen life, trying, and just sucks.
Sometimes you're called into greatness. He's got to step into his destiny.
No. Speaking of that, though, when it comes to Adam and Eve's parents, I sympathize with them, because you have a kid and you don't know anything what it's like to have superpowers, and all of a sudden your kid is Jean Grey.
That would be so great.
You know what I'm saying? No, but that's pretty much what she is. She doesn't have the psychic abilities, but still,
and
she can
also not gray.
Yeah, that's nice. Yes.
One for every episode.
Yes.
Every episode you gotta have one. You gotta have one every episode. But yeah, man, it's crazy, because I feel like further on into the story, I feel like we're gonna learn more about how these people got these powers and how this stuff happened. Because the father even said, he was like, the worst thing that ever happened to me was when you got your powers. So then it kind of maybe they had a closer relationship prior to her getting her powers. Who knows? You know what I mean? And I feel like they're probably going to dive more into that later on. But I just found that whole thing very interesting, because it's very adult. It's hard to watch cartoons with adult themes unless it's like Family Guy, but that's funny. This is very superhero and then serious, so it's great.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like Harry Potter. When you're born, you can be born a magician or born a muggle. And Harry's aunt was born with no powers, but her sister had powers. So she grew up kind of being jealous and hating people with powers. And that's why she treated Harry so bad. Maybe that's what happened to Dad. Maybe, he had a little magical blood or powerful blood and he didn't get it. And now he's pissed off that, what's a girl guy?
And that's true. Maybe his mama was a witch.
Or something, superhero, something. But
maybe the gene just skipped him.
Maybe it skips a generation,
Or maybe it's just females, because doesn't she have this female thing on her chest?
Is that the female one? It's giving kind of androgynous. I don't know if it was for both or what.
No, because at first I thought she was gay, because you know how Mark has an openly gay best friend. So I'm like, oh, all right, they're doing this theme, and she's wearing all pink. And I thought she was just gonna be like the lesbian one in the group, but I guess not, because she's got the hots for Mark heavy.
For sure. Okay. But that was the episode, guys. It was actually my favorite episode of the season. I can't wait to discuss the next episode with you guys. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to leave us a like and a comment, and we will see you next Saturday.
Hey,
the next episode.
Yep.